everyone! Welcome to Cherry Clips. Today, I'll be sharing a movie named My Bossy Girl. Jenny is in a wheelchair after a car accident. Now she is an archer. One day, she was invited to make a show on the university festival day. During the break, she comes to a society's booth where you can win prizes by archering. Thanks to her professional archer skills, she gets a teddy bear as a prize. However, when she leaves, the brake on her wheelchair stops working. Then she rushes to a booth and falls down. There, she meets a boy named Simon. Simon is a student majoring in engineering, so he actively helps her fix the wheelchair. In order to thank him, Jenny wants to invite him to have a meal. He says he knows there's a good pork cutlet restaurant. However, Jenny never imagined the way to the restaurant is all uphill and stairs. Considering that it is not convenient for a wheelchair, Simon decides to carry her on his back. After they arrive, Jenny is surprised by the yummy pork cutlet. She thanks Simon for recommending such a good place. When they are about to leave after finishing the meal, Simon finds her shoelaces are untied. So he squats down, helping her, and tells her how to make it tie tightly. Jenny smiles happily. However, at the moment they come back, they find that Jenny's wheelchair has been stolen. Jenny has to call her little sister to drive her home. Simon thinks if he didn't propose to eat at that restaurant, Jenny wouldn't lose her wheelchair. So he comes back to his bike store and decides to make her a new wheelchair by himself. Finally, he makes it and takes it to the archery center. Jenny and her friends are amazed at his talent and skills. At night, Jenny delightfully invites Simon to get together with her friends. They also teach Simon how to drink. Then they become friends and get closer and closer. Simon often invites Jenny to play out together with his friends. One day, they watch the stars together. After a heart-to-heart talk, they know more about each other. Under such a romantic atmosphere, they kiss. Though they often date after that, they aren't actually in a relationship or anything, because both of them have their own concerns. Jenny's father has spent a lot of money to treat her legs, so Jenny's little sister has to give up the opportunity to study abroad, but to stay and look after her. Recently, Jenny's father arranges a blind date for her. He wants to introduce her to a wealthy man who can take care of her after they get married. But Jenny rejects directly. She wants to be independent and control her own life. She doesn't want to be a burden to Simon. And Simon also doubts whether he himself is potent enough to give her a happy life. So they aren't lovers yet. One day, before attending an archery game, an archer suddenly feels muscle spasms. Their coach has to take him to the hospital. At this moment, Simon passes by. One of the archers asks Simon if he can drive them to the game. However, he doesn't have a driver's license. Jenny thinks it's unbelievable. She says he'd be so cool if he could drive them. Simon feels awkward and makes an excuse to leave. On the way back, Simon is upset. Actually, he was once locked in a dark room by some bullies when he was young. Ever since then, he has claustrophobia. Being closed in a confined space would make him gasp for breath. He never tries to learn driving because sitting in the car makes him extremely uncomfortable. However, Jenny's expression of disappointment always haunts him. He is determined to have a try. At last, with the help and encouragement of his friends, Simon gets his driver's license. He happily drives to pick up Jenny, who has just finished her game. On the way back, they chat happily. Simon is proud that he can take Jenny anywhere now. Jenny is also moved by his sincere heart. Abruptly, a car rushes out. Simon is so scared he loses control, and they crash. What's worse, the accident stimulates Simon's claustrophobia. He keeps shrieking with fear. Then they are taken to the hospital. Jenny doesn't get hurt, but Simon is taken to treatment. Later, Simon's mom comes, looking at Jenny nervously waiting for Simon outside the ward. Simon's mom tells her, "It's not your fault. You have no idea how thankful I am to you. Since meeting you, he drinks and has learned how to drive. So don't worry. Keep hanging out with him as usual." Then Jenny's dad comes too. He says she's not supposed to date a guy like Simon because he thinks Simon is not healthy mentally. He is not strong enough to protect her. Jenny replies indignantly, "Handicapped people aren't kids. I can take care of myself, so stop treating me like a child. Please, live your own life." However, Simon has heard their conversation. He is upset, thinking he himself indeed can't give her a happy life. He tells Jenny they should stop seeing each other. Hearing that, Jenny feels hurt. Seeing Jenny is low, Jenny's friend comes to comfort her. Jenny cries and says, "I must have been mistaken while I was with him. I didn't realize he was not an ordinary man. I just treated him the way I wanted to." Afterwards, Jenny is determined to be independent. Before the accident, Jenny liked to play the cello. This time, she decides to sell it. She wants to use the money to send her little sister abroad to continue her study and move out and live on her own. However, Simon is headed for a major depression. He locks himself in the room and doesn't communicate with others. Actually, he loves Jenny and wants to be with her, but he is worried his claustrophobia would cause problems for her. On the day of the final selection match for the national team of archery, Simon's friends come to Simon's and encourage him. Jenny might not be chosen for the national team. Archery is all about mental stability. How come you're just running away like this? Jenny helps you drive. What are you doing to her? If she fails, it's your fault. Take her mental state back. Hearing that, Simon seems to think it through. He remembers what Jenny said to him before, so he hastens to drive to the game with his friends. During the game, Jenny can't focus because of Simon, so she doesn't perform as well as usual and is 1 point behind her competitor. At last, Simon arrives just in time. During the break, he tells Jenny, "I'm going to stop running away. I want to be with you. I want to be there for you when you have a hard time, just like you did for me." Then he takes out the souvenir that they won by shooting when they first dated. Simon carries it with him all the time. Now he puts it in Jenny's hand and hopes it will give her good luck to win the game. With the confession of Simon, Jenny regains her form. She shoots at the target accurately and wins the championship with the highest score. All are excited and cheering for her. This is the power of love. At last, Jenny is independent and lives on her own. Her little sister goes abroad to continue her studies, and her father finally supports her to be with Simon. Then the movie ends. I think this movie wants to tell us life is not easy sailing. It's full of frustrations and situations. When we run into some difficulties, we should be brave to fight with them. Though we may not succeed immediately, we at least keep striding forward. Thus, we will get closer and closer to success and happiness eventually. Okay, that's all for today's movie. Lastly, if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to support us by hitting the like button and subscribing by turning on the notification bell so that you won't miss out whenever we post our new video. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.